Hello everyone, welcome back to another video from the Tutorium. In this video, we're going to learn about how to factor trinomials. So first things first, what exactly is a trinomial? A trinomial is basically an algebraic expression that takes in the form of ax squared plus bx plus c, where a, b, and c are constants, meaning that they're any number that you can think of, any real number. So ax squared plus bx plus c, the a is always the number multiplied by x squared is the number before x squared, or in other words, a is the coefficient of x squared, b is the coefficient of x, and c is the number that stands by itself. So a couple quick examples. 3x squared plus 5x plus 2 is a trinomial. In this case, your a is 3 because 3 is the coefficient of x squared, your b is 5 because 5 is a number that goes before x, and your c is 2 because 2 is a number that is standing by itself. 4x squared plus 6x minus 8, your a is 4, your b is 6, and your c is negative 8. So one important thing to note here is that when you have a negative sign, a minus sign, it transfers to your number. So in this case, the number was 8, but your c isn't equal to 8, it's equal to negative 8, because if we look at the original expression for a trinomial, you see that it's ax squared plus bx plus c. So instead of a plus c here, you can imagine this as plus negative 8. So your c is actually negative 8, not 8. In the last example, we have x squared minus 6x plus 9. So in this case, there is no number before x squared, but you can think of it as an imaginary 1. So your a is 1, because 1 times x squared is x squared. So the number that coefficient of x squared, when there isn't a coefficient, is 1. So a is 1. B, again, just like how this was negative 8, b is negative 6. And c is positive 9. So our goal is to eventually transfer this trinomial from x squared plus bx plus c into the format of x plus m times x plus n. And the reason for this is going to be revealed later on, and let's just get moving. So the point is to be able to transform from x squared plus bx plus c to x plus m times x plus n, and we're going to have to first do it by figuring out how to do the reverse. So how do you multiply x plus m times x plus n? So it turns out that you FOIL from the inside every term times another term. So for instance, if it's x plus m times x plus n, you have to do x times x plus x times n plus m times x plus m times n. So quick example here, we have x minus 2 times x plus 3. You're going to have to do x times x, which is x squared, x plus 3, which is 3x, x minus times negative 2, which is negative 2x, and 3 times negative 2, which is negative 6. So what you get is x squared plus x, because 3x minus 2x is just x, and minus 6, so you get x squared plus x minus 6. And our goal is to do the reverse, but in order to do the reverse, you have to first figure out how to expand it. So using general terms m plus n, where m and n are any constant, you get x plus m times x plus n equals x squared plus bx plus c. That's what you want. So let's FOIL this out and see what we get. So we get x times x is x squared, x plus n is nx, or x times n, my bad. M times x is mx, and m times n is mn. And we can rearrange this a little to get x squared plus, in parentheses, m plus n times x, because the m and the n are both factors of x, and you have plus mn at the end. So what you see here is that this expression, which is equal to x squared plus bx plus c, is also equal to x squared plus the quantity of m plus n times x plus mn. So in here, it matches. You can see that the coefficients, if the expressions have to be the same, then the coefficients also have to be the same. So 1x squared is the same as 1x squared, that's right. But over here, you see that this expression has b before x, whereas this expression has m plus n before x. Therefore, that means that m plus n has to equal b, and similarly, m times n, which stands by itself, has to equal c, which also stands by itself. So from this equation, we can see that if we want to convert a trinomial, x squared plus bx plus c, into the form of x plus n times x plus n, then that means that m plus n has to equal b, and m times n has to equal c. And that's going to be really important for when we solve our problems. So let's take a look at our first example. So we want to factor x squared plus 5x plus 6 into the format of x plus m times x plus n. So what's our a, what's our b, and what's our c? In this case, there is no coefficient before x squared, so our a is 1. There's a 5 before our x, so our b is 5. And then 6 stands by itself, so our c is 6. And we're trying to solve for m plus n, or m and n. And if you remember in the expression above, we have m plus n is equal to b, and m times n is equal to c. So what that means is we can set m plus n equal to b, which is 5, so m plus n equals 5. And we have n times n equals c, which is 6. So what I like to do is I like to draw a diamond shape and have the m times n, or c term, on the top. So m times n is equal to 6. So I write a 6 here. And m plus n is equal to 5. That's our b term. So m plus n equals 5. So we have 6 at the top and b, which is 5, at the bottom. And what we're trying to do is solve for m and n. So in here, I've already done it, but if you quickly plug in some numbers, you'll realize that 2 and 3 are the only numbers that add up to 5 and multiply it to 6. So in this case, your m is 2 and your n is 3. And notice that I could have easily switched it, so my n could have been 3 and my n could have been 2 instead. It really doesn't matter. Whichever order works, it all works just fine. So anyways, from this diamond shape, you can see that if you write 6 at the top and 5 at the bottom, all you're trying to do is find two numbers that multiply to 6 and two numbers that add up to 5, which is 2 and 3. So let's keep going on. So once we figure out that our m is 2 and our n is 3, we'll see that x squared plus 5x plus 6 is equal to x squared, or x plus 2 times x plus 3. We just had to plug in the m and n back into the equation. So if we wanted to double check, we'll see that x plus 2 times x plus 3 is equal to, when we FOIL it out, x squared plus 3 times x plus 2 times x plus 2 times 3, which is 6. And if you add it all up, you get x squared plus 5x plus 6, which is exactly what we had in the beginning. All right, let's look at another example. We got x squared plus x minus 12. So in this case, I'm going to show you just about how much work I would show for a problem like this. So I would first draw my diamond shape, and what goes on the top? Oh, it's the c term, so c is negative 12. B goes on the bottom, so b is an imaginary 1 here. And so what two numbers add up to 1 and multiply to negative 12? Let's think about it for a couple seconds. Well, it turns out that the only two numbers that work is 4 and negative 3. So basically, 4 times negative 3 equals negative 12, and 4 minus 3, or 4 plus negative 3, equals 1. So because of that, we know that that's our m and that's our n. So we get that x squared plus x minus 12 is equal to x plus 4 times x minus 3. So that's the basics of how to factor a trinomial. But notice that these things only apply when you have an a equals 1, because when your a is not equal to 1, then there's a different way to do it, and these rules don't apply. So only if a equals 1 can we do this trick, but you'll find out in another video that the trick for when a isn't equal to 1 is really similar to this. So anyways, at this point, you might be wondering, well, what is the point of all of this in the first place? How can this be applied? So it turns out that the reason we try to factor these trinomials into x plus m times x plus n in the first place is that, let's say we wanted to solve for x, and we want to say, when does x equal 0? So then how would you attack it? Well, you might think, okay, let's say I wanted to solve, for example, x squared plus x minus 12 equals 0. Well, what are the values of x that equal 0? You might think, well, if I just plug in the numbers, then I can say, let's see, what if x equals 0? Then 0 squared plus 0 minus 12 equals 0. Negative 12 equals 0. No, that won't work. What if x equals 1? 1 squared plus 1 minus 12. 1 plus 1 minus 12. 2 minus 12. Negative 10 equals 0. No, that's not true. So that's a really inefficient way of solving for x, and also kind of inaccurate. So the easiest way, which is what we've been doing, is to just factor it out into m and n. So just for example, x squared plus x minus 12 equals 0. Then again, in our previous example, we found out that x plus 4 times x minus 3 is the same exact thing as x squared plus x minus 12. So if we turn it into this format, then you can quickly see that you have two terms. The first term is x plus 4, and the second term is x minus 3. And if you remember that how any two terms could equal 0 when they're multiplied by each other, then that means that at least one of them has to equal 0, which means that either x plus 4 can equal 0 or x minus 3 can equal 0. And so we could quickly solve these equations to get if x plus 4 equals 0, then x equals negative 4, and if x minus 3 equals 0, then x equals positive 3. And so if we plug this back in, you can see that, let's say x is negative 4, so negative 4 squared, which is 16, plus negative 4, which is minus 4, so 16 minus 4 is 12, and 12 minus 12 is 0. So that works. Let's say x equals 3, then we have 3 squared, which is 9, plus 3, which is now 12, minus 12 equals 0. So that also works. So based on the expression that we just figured out, x plus 4 times x minus 3, we easily found out that the solutions to the expression x squared plus x minus 12 is x equals negative 4 and 3. So I hope this video helped a lot about how to factor and why it's useful. And thank you for watching this video. See you in the next one.